Welcome back, everyone, to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is Season 8, Episode 4 of Eldritch Horror, the Dreamlands expansion. We're playing through Hypnos as our great old one. He is the Lord of Sleep, presiding over the Dreamlands. You gotta check out this awesome cover art here. They're going through a portal, stairs into the dream realm. Always was a fan of this dream cycle of Lovecraft, and also it kind of reminds me also of the Neil Gaiman Death and Dream kind of comics. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those. We're going to jump right into turn 4. We recap turn 3. Quick shout out to the Dream World of Tales of the Yellow Sign volumes 1 and 2, Robert Chambers, August Moldenhauer joint. King in Yellow, the Robert Chambers classic, reissued with a preface by August Moldenhauer, collected also with Moldenhauer's essays on Lost Carcosa and the Yellow Sign. Pick them up, help support the channel. Also liking, subscribing, mentioning 2022, trying to grow the channel to our first milestone is 1,000 subscribers. So appreciate your guys' help getting us there, sharing this video, liking it, get the algorithm to recognize us with your likes and your subscriptions. A quick reading here from Lovecraft's A Dream Quest of Unknown Kadaf. Carolyn Fern, the psychologist, was just in Unknown Kadaf, so I just thought it was 2 nights and 2 galleons sailed over the Cenarian Sea, sighting land of over vessels. It says, in the morning, Carter boarded the galleon bound for Salafeus, and sat in the prow as the ropes were cast off and the long sail down to the Cenarian Sea began. For many leagues the banks were much as they were above Thran, with now and then a curious temple rising on the farther hills toward the right, and a drowsy village on the shore, with steep red roofs and nets spread on the sun. Mindful of his search, Carter questioned all the mariners closely about whom they had met in the taverns of Salafeus, asking the names and ways of strange men with narrow eyes, long-lobed ears, thin noses, and pointed chins, who came to the dark ships from the north and traded onyx for the carved jade and spun gold and little red singing birds of Salafeus. Of these men the sailors knew not much, save that they talked but seldom and spread a kind of awe of them. And as the galleon sailed over the Cenarian Sea, sighting no land and speaking of no other vessels, then near the sunset of the second day there loomed the snowy peak of Aran with its ginkgo trees swaying in the lower slopes, and Carter knew that they had come to the land of Uth Nagai and the marvelous city of Salafeus. Yeah, this stuff is awesome. It's just kind of weird randomness, but it's so it reminds you of being on a ship. You know, what's funny thing is last turn I was saying, oh, can we use a ship token here? And absolutely, this is a ship token because there are dream ships in Lovecraft's Dreamlands. So you've got the white ship and the crystal ship. Yeah, maybe I'll also talk a little bit about next turn. I'll talk a little bit about a project I'm working on that has to do with the dream topic. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. I'm kind of writing a novel in this space, so let's get into turn 4 here. So first of all, we've got an active rumor on the board in Arkham, and we've got our adventure in Arkham. Let's have Carolyn Fern use her ship token to travel down to Dalathaline. Unknown... the moon to unknown... Oh, she can go from unknown Kadaf. Actually, forget about the ship token. She can go from unknown Kadaf through to Rome, and where she can work on this dream where they come. So she'll do that first. She'll also grab... she can also perform a... When she performs a rest action, or when another investigator... Okay, so that's okay. She's got plenty of clues there. Let's have her gain a resource as well, and she will do her encounter for the dream portal. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to discard this dream portal, which seems odd, but that's what it looks like we're up against here. So seems like we have to close off the dream portal or spawn the dream portal. So we can either go inside or spawn it. So yeah, so let's put her there. We spawn the gate through the portal, something like that. So yeah, let's move on to Luke Robinson the Dreamer. Luke Robinson the Dreamer will now go down to encounter the moon. I believe he will go through to the moon, and then he can go and close this gate and do the active adventure. So I think we'll send him to the moon this round. Let's also have him gain a resource. And when he closes the gate, he can actually get some extra things out of that too. So we'll go ahead and take care of that. Finally, Vincent Lee, the Doctor. Let's have him. He is traveling up to the Enchanted Wood, and he will do his encounter, hopefully gain that clue. And he's also, we get to use our they're called Dream Quest tokens. So we get to use our Dream Quest encounter for the Enchanted Wood. So that'll be kind of cool. That's the first time playing those cards. Okay, so let's jump right into it. First off, we have the Dream Within a Dream. It says, the dream permeates reality. The dream permeates reality. The border between what is and what is not becomes hazy and unfocused, as if it were a memory from some time immemorial. What was once peaceful has now become deadly nightmare. As an encounter, an investigator in space containing a dream portal may discard that dream portal to attempt to distinguish reality from fantasy. So here's the dream portal. And then spawns it again. So we discard the dream portal, and then we will spawn it again. But it says I have to do a Dream Within a Dream special encounter. So we'll go to the special encounters, and we've got Dream Within a Dream. Let's shuffle those up. And these are kind of cool. These are definitely very precise. So we're going to do the Dream Within the Dream portal. And then we have to respawn this, I believe. So this is kind of going to get closed out. So these are all Dream Within a Dream. We'll take the shuffled one. It says, a dream within a dream. A skinless visage of a disembodied head manifests before you as you drift through a sea of ether. It whispers softly to you, insisting that the only way to save the world is to leave it. A pedestal appears before you, upon which lies a simple silver dagger, and you fight the urge to touch it. Okay, so our psychologist, deeply knowledgeable of Jungian archetypes, finds a silver dagger that she's drawn to take off of or touch on as it appears on a pedestal. So let's have her roll her check. She has a 5 here. And she passes. If you lunge away from the face instead, and it's exposed. Oh, the face, the disembodied head. So she lunges away from the head, and its exposed muscles tighten as it shrieks in rage. You scan the murky ether for a way to escape. So she's kind of having this hallucination of the head. It's like the head of the John the Baptist. Who is that head? The murky ether for you to appear, to escape. She will roll again her another test here. She passes. If you pass, you find a tear in the ether, and slip through. Place one Eldritch token on the active mystery. So one Eldritch token on the active mystery she can place. And if you fail, okay, so she doesn't fail. So she places one token on the active mystery. We need to have 2 tokens on the active mystery. But now we respawn this portal, and we have to put it on the first place that's not. Okay, so we respawn it to Tokyo. So now unknown Kadaf takes us to Tokyo. I believe that's the way this goes. So we've got Tokyo as the next one. We'll just put him face up inside here. Okay, so that's Dream Within a Dream. So wow, crazy stuff. And we have the underworld as well here. So maybe she can reunite with Vincent Lee if he treks down after his adventure. So we'll discard that encounter. Awesome encounter for the psychologist Carolyn Fern. Let's go to Luke Robinson, the Dreamer, and he is on the moon. He will do a normal encounter on the moon, but these are thematic, so let's go and check it out. So he's in a wilderness space. It says you find a mass grave and hear the voices of the dead in your head. So he's on the moon and there's a mass grave, and he hears the voices of the dead in his head. So let's have him roll He passes. If you pass, they share what they know so that they might avoid a similar fate. So that you might avoid a similar fate. Gain 1 talent condition. Okay, so he gains a talent condition. He gets practiced. Once per round, you may roll an additional die and re-roll that die, resolving a test. So he gets practiced. So great. So he's got an encounter on the moon. Very crazy geography up here. Let's now go to Vincent Lee, the doctor. He's going to do his Enchanted Wood encounter. We get to do our first Dream Quest card. So these Dream Quest cards are quite cool, right? You see the Enchanted Wood image right there on the card. And Enchanted Wood is the title. It says, a Zoog curiously approaches you. Using what little knowledge of the creature's language you possess, you ask permission to speak to the Council of Zoogs. Wow, this is really wacky stuff. He's going to speak to the Council of Zoogs. And he passes. So he passes the Council of Zoogs. The Council of Zoogs agrees to help you close one gate of your choice on any space. Well, so why not? Yeah, let's close this gate. We close this gate. One gate is closed on London. If you fail, you wake up. Okay. Oh, it says the Zoog seems to be trying to keep you distracted. So I have to roll 1 additional test here. Okay, so I pass it, so I don't have to discard a clue. So that's great. So I've passed the Dream Quest, and now our next Dream Quest moves us to Unknown Kadaf. So now the Dream Quest is on Unknown Kadaf. So we're still here. There's a clue there. We can still do a research encounter on the next turn. So I think we'll do that. We'll discard our Enchanted Wood card. That was cool to have a Dream Quest. That is going to wrap it up for each of our characters, our investigators. Let's go into the Mythos phase, and we get the dimensional shift. So first off, we advance the Omen track, and the Omen track, we've closed that gate. It would have been a gate to spawn, but it is not. So the Doom track does not advance. Next, we have a Monster Surge. If no gates correspond to the Omen, spawn a gate. So we get to spawn a gate in Dalathleen. So there's a gate spawned in Dalathleen. Let's grab a monster from the monster bag. And we get a Moon Beast. So that's kind of appropriate. It's quite powerful though. So Moon Beast on Dalathleen. And then we will keep going. We did the Monster Surge, and we have to spawn 2 clues. So we can spawn 2 clues. Clue bag is here. Let's go ahead spawning 2 clues. 20 is here, and Miskatonic Outpost is not on our board, so let's grab the moon. Whoa, we got a clue right on the moon here. So maybe he will hang out here one more turn and encounter that clue. That might be helpful. So great. Now it says dimensional shift. The arcane forces that have ripped holes in our world have pulled too hard and reality shudders under the strain. Doorways no longer lead to their accustomed destinations. Familiar windows now reveal strange, unrecognizable vistas. Discard each dream portal on the game board. So we discard all the dream portals. Then spawn one dream portal for each dream portal discarded. So now we spawn, so we're going to go down the list. We have Tokyo here. We have Istanbul. So we can spawn to the moon on Istanbul. And then Cephalus we don't take. And then Ulthar we don't take. And then the heart of Africa. And then Arkham. Unknown Kadaf goes to Arkham now. Okay, so that looks like it's a new destination for us. So let's keep going with this Mythos card. So, and then for each, it says for each dream portal, for each dream portal spawn another dream portal. And then for each gate, discard each gate on the game board. So we will discard Dalathleen. We've got a moon beast there, so we can discard the Dalathleen gate. And we will spawn a gate on Tokyo. And we will take a monster from the monster bag. And we get the Crazed Mob coming through. The Crazed Mob. Okay, wow. This is a really wild dimensional shift card. That's going to wrap up turn 4. Let's see you guys in turn number 5. Thank you for watching. I think our next strategy is we can have we can go after the active adventure, but I think we have to get to this unknown Kadaf. So maybe maybe Vincent Lee, the doctor, and maybe she can come to Arkham. It looks like everyone might be heading toward Arkham, and we'll leave. Luke Robinson will head to Arkham. No, Luke Robinson can go to the moon, which is here. Yeah, so maybe he can go to the moon and come through, and then maybe Vincent Lee will go down and get those clues that are out there, and we could do a couple of research encounters, which we haven't done one research encounter yet, so maybe he can stay around for that. Okay, this is great. See you in the next turn. Talk to you guys in the next round. Bye-bye.